It does that every time.
Oh, it does.
Can you go check that we're live, that you can hear us? Because this is not playing any volume to me.
On YouTube?
Yeah. I don't know why this one doesn't have any sound playing.
Yes.
What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within a spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love? What if I knew What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love? What if I knew only the truth? What if my mind accepted everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. Oh, Mother, Father, Spirit, guide us from above. Our sons and daughters look to us to show them love. Come, sisters, brothers, let's hold hands and sing as one, that we will be what we've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? Love. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step.
Begin Within Ministries proudly presents Sofa Sundays with your hosts, Reverend Dr. Michelle Izuku and Reverend Jeannie Sovereigns. Sundays at 11:11 a.m. Arizona time, and rebroadcasts on Mondays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Come join us on the sofa every Sunday morning. Sofa Sundays with Michelle and Jamie. Learn more at www.beginwithinministries.com. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.
Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. Oh, Mother, Father, Spirit, guide us from above. Our sons and daughters look to us to show them love. Come, sisters, brothers, let's hold hands and sing as one, that we will be what we've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only
Check 1, 2.
Oh, see.
It's on now.
Okay. Can you hear us now?
There it is.
Okay.
All right.
Yay. All right, let's try that again. Ready? And good morning.
To the new sound system for Sofa Sundays.
And
I think my coffee's really good.
your coffee is really good. And see, we are not dark now. You can actually see us.
What?
Yeah, so that
You can help me turn off these side lights.
yeah, actually, get those side lights.
Oh, look at my son
Yeah.
giving me a penny.
Try
He's so
these
good.
side lights.
Yeah, I wonder if we don't need
Let's
them.
see. It'll take us a second.
Yeah.
We're doing a little rearranging.
Oh,
And
my sweetheart.
let's see. Blah blah blah.
Yes,
There it
that's
goes for
better.
that.
Not the.
All
okay,
right.
Good job.
All right, that's good.
Okay, so
That's
Put it
good.
on now.
All right, now. So there's sometimes we have to do these things while we're live
I
because
know.
we can't really see it or know it beforehand.
and thank God we have people watching who
Right, who tell us
because
no, we
don't
can't
know.
hear you. So speaking of that, and we all said hello to you
I
when we had no
know,
sound.
and
So
we did, and we miss you.
we miss you so much, and we're all praying for you to be well. And we know and affirm that that's the case, and we will put you in
Absolutely.
prayer
Absolutely.
again today.
And then I'm glad we recorded the concert, so we
Yes.
send her stuff. Yeah.
Yes, we'll be able to send that there. It'll be like you were almost there. And we have goodie bags.
We have goodie bags.
And let's see. We also have a musical guest today.
Wait,
Yay!
what? Morning.
So for those that you don't know, this is Patty. Say your last name.
Arnold.
Yes, Patty Arnold, and she is a flautist and a singer, songwriter.
Wow, you said that perfectly.
Right, a flautist. I know that word and
It's very
everything.
impressive.
Right?
Wow.
And so she is going to bring us some music for this special Mother's Day in just a bit. But before we get there, Michelle's going to tell us where we're at.
We are at the home of Reverend Dr. Michelle Whittington's practice, Unleash Your Life Studios, where she does all of her courses. She's got a year-long class that she runs every year that I know Jeannie is definitely majorly involved in. Love
Yes.
that, huh? For all 3 years so far.
So all 3
Which are
years,
in
yes.
3.0 now, right?
Mhm.
So if you're interested in learning about what Reverend Dr. Michelle has going on, Michelle Whittington has going on, that's not me, it's the other Michelle. This is her space that we get to, we're so fortunate that she's blessed us with using this space. But you can go to her website at unleashyourlife.us and check it out there. She's our mentor. We wouldn't be sitting on the sofa today if it weren't for her. So
And
she does important work.
She does have 2 new classes coming up. One will start, is it the end of May, beginning of June? End of May, which will be about positive intelligence. So check that one out. It's a 4-week course. And then the other one is the Speakers Academy. So if you are somebody who wants to speak publicly, but doesn't feel like they have the confidence to do that, her Speakers Academy is awesome. This is where you need to be. So that will be starting in, I want to say the end of July, beginning of August. So
We've both done speaking.
we've both done that,
Together.
yes. So I highly recommend either one. Please go to our website and check it out. And you're not too late to get here since we've had technical difficulties. Actually,
No,
you're never too
We're
late.
never
to
too
be
late
at the
to get
sofa.
here for
So
the
we're located at 7220 North 16th Street between Glendale and Northern. And we are in Building A1. You'll know that because the girls are on the door.
We are on the door.
So, okay. Shall I pray us in?
Of course.
All right.
Of course. We said all the things.
We said all the things. So just in this knowing, this space of this divine sound vibration that is the one unity, the one heartbeat, the one breath, the one love of God. Knowing that this is us. Each and every one of us is an individuation of this vibration, and how we participate in this field of infinite possibility is as God informed as us. And for this, I am so grateful. I speak my word into the wall for the highest and best good of this time together, knowing and affirming that each person receives exactly what they need. I also send blessings to each and every leader of all faiths everywhere, especially the new Pope, Pope Leo the 14th, just knowing and affirming that his light shines bright. I know and affirm that all leaders, all teachers of all countries, cities, states, places, bring love to each and everything that they do as they lead their country, their students, their congregation. That love is the driving force. With this, I say thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, universe, for all that is. I let it go, and I call it good. And together we say, and so it is.
Oh, I love how you added the Pope in there.
You know, I grew up Catholic, so
Oh,
Yeah.
my father was Catholic.
I was a I was a big Pope fan. Yeah. I wanted to be a nun at some point.
I
Can you
think
believe
people are
that?
still Pope fans, even if they're not. It's just
Right.
such a cool.
Yeah, it's a cool thing. But I did. I wanted to be a nun in 6th or 7th grade. We actually visited a sequestered convent where the nuns are like behind bars. Like, yeah, it's a bit much.
Well, impressive. But
I think that was what decided for me not to be a nun. That and there's no sparkly habits.
Oh, that's not going to work.
Right? That was not
And
going to
what's
work.
funny is that we both had aspirations when we were little to be in ministry.
Yes.
Somehow we both
Yes.
had that calling. I wanted to be
Yeah.
a minister when I was little.
I wanted to be
That's
a
funny.
missionary by the time I was 14.
That's funny.
Because then I had become evangelical. So then the thing was to be a missionary.
That's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah.
So it is.
No, we both had that,
That
already stirring within
got
us that
to
this
this
was our
part.
purpose.
Yeah.
Funny.
I like
Well,
your
there's-
outfit,
I
lady.
like your outfit. I told, well, if you were at the concert, you know this is what we wore. To the
This is what we
concert.
wore.
We had so much fun. We wanted to bring it back.
Yes.
But-
We wanted to remind you.
I know. Well, this matches so perfectly with your hair. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I told her she should just wear this dress all the
All
time.
the time.
I don't even bother.
It doesn't even come in any better colors. This is it.
Well, there are
like-
some people in this world, like Steve Jobs always wore the same thing.
Yeah.
Why can't you get 7 dresses just like this and just
Yeah.
wear that every day?
Sure.
I think that's fabulous.
That's what I do with
like
my
this idea.
caftans.
It just takes all the thinking out of it. And
That's why I like wearing uniform. When I am not in colorful gowns and dresses, I am wearing khaki pants and a
Can't
polo
even
shirt.
imagine. Can't even imagine.
and a polo shirt. Thank God, like this year when we were allowed to pick our uniforms, there's actually a bright pink polo. So I got them. So now I wear like this color pink, right?
Nice.
So now I wear bright pink
Perfect.
polos.
Perfect. Yeah.
Finally, I'm allowed to have color at work. Yeah.
Yeah, I always think about that. I just want to go through my closet, take out everything, and just simplify because it's so much thinking for me to figure out what to wear.
That's why I send you a picture.
I know, you help me.
I say, okay, here's what you need to match. Good luck.
I know.
Ah,
Oh my gosh. So anyway, the concert was amazing.
it was.
The theme, everything with love, I think was definitely felt, and hopefully we created a ripple effect
Yes.
up into the world with that. And we're going to be doing a lot more of it.
Yes.
And I want to, I know you, I'm going to speak for both of us because I'm assuming. We
Oh.
want to thank the performers.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, of Thursday night, bringing all everything they had to it. Marcy Baruch, Cerise Patron, Jennifer Sheets, Deb Covington. You were so funny. You were so much fun on there. Being silly.
I had such a great time. It was awesome to
Yeah.
be up there with you guys.
You're a great MC.
Thank you.
Anybody needs a good MC.
There you go. What I will say about that time together, and I told you this the other day, is that it's like swimming in song, you know,
Yeah.
and the energy that we brought, and then the energy that was brought by the
Yes.
audience. I was high for days, and then I started to come down like yesterday afternoon. We were both exhausted,
Yeah. I'm
We're like,
sorry.
oh my
I
gosh.
could barely.
like because it felt like you were just so elated
Yes.
in that feeling that as it started to go, I was having a little bit post-traumatic, you know,
Well, that's why I said, like, every
like
time.
losing.
So I performed since I was young, all different kinds of things, and it's always such a letdown when it's over because you work
Yeah.
so hard for it, and then you only get one night of it, or like if you're in a musical or a play, you get 3. Usually there's 3 nights, and then it's just done, and you're like,
Right.
wait, what? So I said, oh, this is a long enough for me, and so we decided next time it's going to be a retreat. Yeah, we're gonna
That's
keep
what
it
she's
going
doing.
the whole weekend. I'm like, that'll feel better.
You know
Right? Don't you think so, Evie?
that was the difference between like when I was on
Evie's
when I was in theater and on stage. You generally did it Thursday night, Friday
Right,
night,
yes.
2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday.
And
So-
then it's like, oh,
Yeah, so by the time you were done on Sunday, you were done.
you're a poop.
You were exhausted. So,
Yeah, but
yeah.
One
but
night,
one
it's
night
like,
it feels like, oh,
Anne's raising her hand. She's in.
yeah.
I can
If she,
feel it.
you
I can feel
I
Anne
bet you
saying-
she is.
Yeah, you want to do a retreat? Let's do it.
I bet you she is saying.
So that's what we're working on for the next one. We're gonna get a date here real soon. We're gonna meet with the group, get a date, and we'll start letting you know
See
ahead of
with
time. So
the-
those of you who are out of town this time or upset,
that you missed it.
you'll have plenty of time to make
There
sure
you
you
go.
mark your calendar and you are here because it's gonna be. We're just gonna keep doing this thing. It felt so good
It did.
to do that with
It
everyone.
was good.
Yeah.
So now
What do you want to do? You want?
I want, well,
Oh, shoot.
Patty has a beautiful song she wants to teach us so that we can sing along. Because,
Okay.
you know, my teacher, sweet Reverend Amy Steinberg, says that singing helps the parasympathetic nervous system.
Woo.
So, yay, there we go.
Okay, so this song is called Lullaby, and it's by Chris Williamson. Some of you may be familiar with Chris Williamson. And it's just basically a chorus, and you know she sings it several times and puts an instrument to it. I won't do an instrument on this one, but maybe later I'll get a chance to play my flute. So we're gonna do this 3 times all together. The first time I'll just sing it so you guys can get used to it. The second time I'll feed you a line at a time, and then we'll do it one more time all the way through.
All right.
Let me hit my note. Like a ship in the harbor, like a mother and child, like a light in the darkness. I'll hold you a while. We'll rock on the water. I'll cradle you deep and hold you while angels sing you to sleep. So here we go, like a ship in the harbor, like a ship in the harbor, like a mother and child, like a mother and child, like a light in the darkness, like a light in the darkness. I'll hold you a while. I'll hold you a while. We'll rock on the water. We'll rock on the water. I'll cradle you deep. I'll cradle you deep. And hold you while angels. And hold you while angels sing you to sleep. Sing you to sleep. Like a ship in the harbor, like a mother and child, like a light in the darkness. I'll hold you a while. We'll rock on the water. I'll cradle you deep and hold you while angels sing you to sleep. Good job.
Aw, thank you.
I love that song for the nurturing feel.
Yes.
So I don't know about you guys, but for me, Mother's Day just isn't about, you know, one kind of nurturing. It's about a lot of kinds of nurturing. Not just for human kids, but for
Our fur babies
fur
too.
baby.
Yeah. And the earth. You know, that's the greatest mother that we have is Mother Earth.
Yes.
On that. So absolutely. I really see Mother's Day as being the culmination of unconditional love in the world, right? Because there's so many people that never participated, in giving birth. However, have that Mother Earth, that motherly energy that is supportive and loving, for sure.
I'm having him turn on this.
There's already
fan.
stuff plugged in.
You have try this plug here. There's one right behind the.
There's 2 things plugged in already.
Okay.
Tonight.
Trying to get a fan. I don't know.
It's warm today, and I have
it is.
Yes, so what was your last thing that you had said?
I was saying that the Mother Earth energy or the nurturing energy, the unconditional love, doesn't necessarily have to be from someone who's given birth
Right, for sure.
in the mother,
We
like,
all have that
Yeah.
energy
yeah,
because it's
right, because it is the divine feminine, right? So whether
it's such a great this morning.
we just really am thrown in for a loop. So we just want you to know that so many different things are happening
These
here.
are bloopers.
These are
You
bloopers,
guys
yes.
are seeing the
There are so
bloopers.
many different things happening here as we finally hook up our new stuff that we got from Anton. I'm embarrassed to say how long ago that we had no idea, but thank God for Dakota, who figured it all out and got us going. So now Dakota's teaching True, and True's trying to learn it, and meanwhile
Hey, now there's a lot involved.
we're in our gowns and it's
Yeah.
hot.
I really didn't have to do anything here, pretty much.
Yeah, we're
So-
blaming it. We're still blaming it on you.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm just saying this is what's happening.
No, it's all good.
It's all good.
And you all love us. I know.
Right.
So
So
you know how it is.
Exactly.
Things happen sometimes.
exactly. So I just want to, side note, since that was all a side note, let me go to another one. Being on the huge sofa Thursday night
Oh, so fun.
I was telling my friend Reverend Jen that I was like, as soon as we get a video, I'll send it to you so you can see, because she saw us do the skit at
Oh.
Anton. And I said, you'll see where Michelle and I are sitting are piles of tissues and all this stuff on the sofa that we do. Like, yeah, right? Like this, it was such a cool experience to have this big sofa and have other people on it. And I can't believe I have shoes on still.
I do too. Look,
I know. What
this
is
is
this?
why this is happening.
This is
We're not
exactly.
grounded.
We're not grounded. We have our
There's
shoes
just
on.
too much going on. We forgot.
We got in trouble by our spiritual mother.
I know. You know what's really cool about having the big sofa is what you called it.
What did I call
You
it?
called it the sofa musical. What did you say?
Oh, I said Sofa Sundays the musical.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were the Sofa Sundays the musical, right? That was so fun having the big sofa. Knowing that the sofa can be this and it can be big and support that.
Yes.
So it just speaks a lot to the ministry that the sofa is sacred. That's what it was. You
Oh, I called it the
sofa.
sacred sofa.
Yeah, and that it lends itself to not only our talks on Sunday, but it lends itself to this musical experience that we created for everyone on Thursday, and it just feels like it's sacred
Yes.
from that. So yeah, and even in these moments where we have our technical difficulties and stuff, and these little things happen, like if it brings laughter and joy, like I'm all in it.
Right.
Let's do it.
That's
And
that is.
I don't want us to be perfect. I don't want it to be like
No.
you have to be, it has to be. I want us
Well-
to be real. That's what we always want to be real. So we're having technical things today.
We
Whatever.
actually got the most beautiful compliment from a dear friend of ours for the last 15 years or so, because she said that. She said one of the things she's stopped attending services, and she said, I might get out of bed on a Sunday for you guys,
Aw.
right? Like she was like, I might. I was like, well, it doesn't start till 11, so like you
So
get
you
to
can
sleep in.
in.
But
See,
she's-
we care.
Yeah, we care. We care about your sleep. We care about our sleep too.
And we care if you have another ministry you want to go to. You can still
Right,
get
you
here
can
by
still
11.
get here.
We cared about all those things.
And she was saying that, one of the biggest things about different places that she had been was the idea of authenticity without the practice of authenticity. And I promise you, we're authentic. This is, what you see is what you get with us. Yeah, like, we really are these people.
Yeah, if you come up to us and say hello, you're gonna get this. I might
Like
be a
this
little
is-
frazzled if I'm
Right,
gonna
yeah. Like, but
But
you
that's
see
really me.
But you see that too with
Yeah,
us.
that's really me. I'm
So
not gonna act like I do. I get
yeah.
even when things are happening and I'm feeling frazzled because
Right.
I do want it to be perfect and amazing
Yeah.
for you guys. But
Yeah.
the truth is, we have technical things.
Sometimes
happen
things don't work the way we want them to.
Yeah, this is just
so
part of the drill.
and
But we do have a cool new camera working.
we
and
do,
that's so
and
fun.
now that's happening.
so
So
fun.
good.
So
Yeah. So like that was nice to hear about that we were, that authenticity comes through and came through on the sofa during the Everything with Love concert as well.
And when you talk about our card today, I am present before making plans. If you're not being authentic, you're not present. You're not in this moment. You're somewhere else.
Right.
You're acting from the past or the future or in your stories, but you're not being present. And it's so important to check that. Like, am I being authentic right now? Am I being myself? Then I am in the present state, and that's where you want to move from. So I really feel like we set ourselves up in this space, on this sacred sofa, to be able to be authentic, which allows us to be present. And that's why we're not scripted. We're not, trying to be anything. We're just
Right, trying to hit
through
the
us.
highlights
Yeah.
or anything like that.
Right.
But I do have a highlight, now
What
that
you
I
got?
say that.
What you got?
Well, I am present before making plans. The thing that came to me as I read that this morning was, be where my feet are. Talk about that all the time, and about being grounded and beginning within. And to begin within, in that soul, like working from that soul spirit area inside and moving outward, is, well, we were just in our Best Year Yet class yesterday, is that part that is the journey to the big impossible dream, whatever it is, right? So it's like, what can I do? And if I could do anything from that space, that quantum field of infinite possibility, and I knew it would happen, how would I feel? What would I think? How would I behave? And when we talked about the feeling one, I was like, gosh, if I was acting from that place that I have hit all my impossible dreams, I would be peaceful. I wouldn't be frazzled, right? I would be at that level of, here is life, and I'd be enjoying it. So now what can I do in the present moment that is that? Well, same thing, right? Drop the shoulders. Relax. It's all working out. It's right there in front of me. Just make the next indicated step. And when I do that, because I'm here, because I'm present, because I'm grounded, then when things are like thrown at me, I can, okay, deflect, like they can go away, or I can catch them and go, oh, okay, I see you need my attention right now. And then work with that, whatever it is, and move and continue to move forward that way at the easy pace. That was one of the things we brought up, was that when we're operating in that part of us, that divine, already accomplished, all there is we ever wanted, needed to be, that part of us doesn't run, isn't rushed. It's at peace. It's moving, just wishing type of thing.
Flow.
In the flow, exactly.
Right. It's not moving from the emotions and the feelings that you find in the past and present
Right.
thinkings. And that's a very quick and easy way to check where you are, is what you're feeling. So if you're feeling calm and flowy and in the moment, and you're kind of moving like this, you're probably present. If you're rushing and you're grabbing and you're talking that, like, you're probably not present.
Right.
So
And I know when I'm there.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, that's a
I don't always check it though.
no,
I don't always
but
check it to get it back where it needs to be.
not
but
only
yeah.
do I know, but everybody around me knows.
Yes,
They're like,
right.
oh, bounced it out of the way.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Jeannie or Michelle. Oh,
Yeah,
right.
they're in the way.
I know, but it's I love this. This is something I try to remember for myself, is I'm present before making plans. I'm not moving from this outside of the now moment place.
Mm-hmm.
So before you're making plans to do something, pull yourself back to present and then make your plans. A lot of us, and I'm included, forget that. Forget this little tiny sentence.
Mm-hmm.
I'm present before making plans. We forget this and we move from just whatever randomly is going on. And that's, for myself, it's not the right move. It's not going to be the right move. It's not going to get me to where I actually want to go, right? Because I'm following whatever this story is in my head, or this worry I have, or this fear I have, or whatever it might be, or this upset, this anger I have, whatever. But if I were to remember this and be like, oh, like you were saying, it's coming at you. Okay, thank you, but I'm going to go present, and then I'm going to say, what do I do next? What do I do now from here?
Right. What's
This
the next
place,
move?
Where do I want to go?
That reminds me that sometimes when I or somebody I'm close to is feeling really in a traumatic moment. How traumatic is? It feels traumatic.
Right.
Right? It feels real.
And, most of us have some tools. A lot of us have some tools. If not, I suggest we, learn how to get some of those tools, to deal with that. But when we're in the middle of it, we forget that we have the tools.
Oh, absolutely.
Sometimes.
Yes.
So then we have to breathe and take a moment to remember our tools and use them.
Breathe, truly.
Breathe. True. Yeah, breathing is the fastest way to get back. Yeah.
Another way to put it, I had a therapist who used to say to me, enjoy the journey. And not necessarily enjoy as in enjoy, love, and have fun, but be present in the journey. And because the journey is what gets you there. It's not, once you're there, but the journey is you have to go through it.
Yeah.
And we're in the journey. And if all we're ever doing is waiting to get there, we're missing all of this, we're missing all of this.
Right.
And this is the juicy stuff. This is the good stuff.
Well,
And then
yeah.
just to get to a destination all the time.
Right. So, Coda and I are going to take a road trip next month and going to see our grands and we're driving. And one of the things when we drive that we do is that we're not, like if something takes 3 hours, it takes us 6. Because we stop. We stop when we see things, we stop, it's not just bathroom stops, but even our bathroom stops are generally good too. Like we make sure that it's in an area that's beautiful, you know what I mean? So I just, one of the ones that comes to me is when we drove to Utah and just the amazement of going through the different country, side areas. Like we went through cacti to Joshua Tree to mountains and huge like mountains that I had never seen. You were like hurting your neck driving to see where the top was. So I'm interested because the last time I drove across country through that area, I wasn't very present. That wasn't a tool I had. It was more about let's get where we need to go, which was 1995. So I'm very excited for us to make this drive and go see the kids and then drive back and see what we get to experience in that, because that you want to know who your person is, whether it's a romantic partner or a good friend. People you can travel with. I mean, it really is. It's very important because not everybody's a good travel buddy, right?
Sure.
That's
true.
That's an important thing to know. And Dakota and I travel together well, and we love that. That's the travel and adventure. That's us.
I remember the first time my best friend and I went on a trip together with our kids. We were both single women at the time, and I had one child, and she had a set of twin boys, 2 years younger than Jordan. And we were both. It was funny because we were nervous. How are we going to be? Are we going to be okay? Are we cool? How do you do this? How do you do that? And we got along really well. And I remember one morning she was still asleep, and we were in the kitchen, me and the boys. And one of the boys said something about, can we have some of that chocolate cake? And I said, well, yeah, because we're on vacation, so sure. And they were like, wait, what? What did you say? we can have it? Well, yeah, did you want me? You asked. Yes. I said, yes, it's vacation. Eat what you want. So they're all like, oh, okay. They're getting the chocolate. She comes walking out and she looks, and that's one of our biggest things is so what? I said, we're on vacation. Why would we do anything the same? We're on vacation. Like, if you want eggs, fine, but if you want chocolate cake, go get it. It's not like you do this all the time. So she was like that was like our biggest joke. How Michelle let us all eat chocolate cake for breakfast
There you
all
go.
morning. And then other than that, we were very much in sync as far as like we liked to plan things out and make sure we got everything done. It was, yeah, I think that's a big deal when you travel with somebody. How are you when you're friends with somebody or you're in a romantic relationship? Like, if you can't travel, like what's because that's
Yeah.
like the most present you can get. Like you are
You're
stuck
in
an
it.
environment
Yeah.
with this person.
Yeah.
How's that gonna go?
Yeah, there is no nothing else.
There's
Yeah.
nothing. Right.
There's
Exactly.
that environment. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You have to have the same level of curiosity or,
That's true. Yes.
go on expeditions and stuff.
Yeah. Either you both are planners or
Adventurous.
you're not, or yeah, you have to both kind of
Let's
be
take this
similar.
road and see where it goes.
Yeah.
We've done that.
We
Yeah.
have done that
Kind of,
with and we have a 4-wheel drive vehicle that
Now,
now does that. Yeah. We did it once with the Grand Dam, and then it was
Oh, let's not go to Grand Dam.
don't
It
do
didn't
the
work out.
Schnebley Hill with Grand Dam. Like
we didn't get far.
we
Nope,
did not
don't do
get
that.
far. We did not get anywhere hilly. Yeah.
But that's the similar with the being present with yourself on your journey. Like everyone's talking about your journey. Like
Oh yeah, that's how we got there.
Yes.
Sorry.
how are you in your own journey? How are you getting along with yourself?
Right.
How are you doing that? Are you constantly leaving that present moment and being upset about something from the past or scared of something in the future or worried or stressed or whatever it is? How are you doing all of that? Or are you going to come back to present and be in that journey and as your authentic self and actually enjoy this whole process? Like, how are you showing up while you're making the plans for this journey and you're making all these decisions? Like, where are you present? Where's that state?
Can I tell you what Ernest has to
I
say
love
about
that.
it?
Ernest is my guy.
Yeah, Ernest says on page 246, starting at the top, spirit knows no past and is not affected by the belief in any. The past is swallowed up in the victory of the perfect present, which is filled with love and protection. Equally, we must not have fear for the future. I see that the future is bright with promise. It beckons me forward into a more complete realization of my own worth and my rightful place in the universe. All my tomorrows will be happy and filled with harmonious occupations. I look to the future with great and pleasurable anticipation, knowing it will expand my opportunity for radiant self-expression. I love my past and my future and understand they are but a continuation of the one unbroken chain of life. There is no future to be afraid of and no past to bring discord into the present.
Yeah.
I love that.
Me too.
I love that. No future to be afraid of and no past to bring discord into the present. And I remember I have suffered from time to time in my life from horrible anxiety. Like, to the point that when I actually had a heart attack, I thought I was having an anxiety attack and I was dehydrated. Like, so, I mean, my anxiety attacks in previous time periods have felt that,
Oh,
you
that's
know,
scary.
yeah, that type of feeling on my body. So when it comes to having that perfect peace and presence in this moment, that is one of my tools so that I don't fall into the anxiety. Like, I have worked really, really, really hard in my life through that.
Yeah.
Because it was debilitating for me. And yes, there is medication that I take as well. I mean, it is something that I learned that I would have to get real clear, real present, real, so that I'm like, okay, this is happening right now. What can I see? What can I smell? What can I hear? What can I taste? What can I feel to get me grounded back in? That is why positive intelligence was such a major thing for me when I took that training, and then over the last 2 years that I've been in it, because it is all about changing that perception for 10 seconds and getting you back to the present moment. You know, so if you're somebody who suffers from, you know, not being in the present moment and that affecting you in a big way, you know, there are tools.
I don't see how it can't affect you. If you're not staying present and if you're not checking that and you're living life in, you know, anger or shame or sadness, or you're living life in fear and stress and anxiety and worry, that's something to look at, because that just, really, you're just, not that things aren't happening. I'm not discounting that stuff's not happening in your world, but you're not, if you're not being present, you're letting those take over and run around outside this present moment. When you get present, if you were to check that and get yourself present, now you can move from there, dealing with those things. I'm not saying they just magically poof go away.
No.
But you will come in a place where you can actually say, here's what's actually happening and what's the next move I want to make here. And the trick is to definitely pay attention to the answer that comes first, because that's the answer. It's usually soft and quiet and fast, and that's the answer. And then all that other crap floods in and tries to take over the ego, or whatever you want to call it. All of those other thinkings come flooding in, but you need to move with that first response as quickly as you can, and that's the next move. No matter what's going on around you, that is the next move. If you're present, even if it feels like it's counterintuitive.
Right.
It is.
I would say, especially if it feels counterintuitive.
Yes, because you want to go away, you want to maybe shift from whatever it is that's going on, right?
The thing that came to mind as you were saying that was your story about hugging your son.
Yeah.
You know, when what you really wanted to do was just.
Yes.
Yeah. And
yes, it wasn't hugging.
It wasn't hugging. It was just to make sure the dishes got done. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I had done that before with the tool that I have, where it pulls you back into the present moment. And the answer I got was I would hug this person, my son, I was having a big argument with. And the answer I got was, I said, what would I do right now if I were calm and loving? Basically, if I was present. And it said, I would hug him. And I'm like, I am not hugging him. Now the flood comes in. I'm not hugging him. He's being disrespectful. If I hug him, he's going to think he can get away with this and treat me this way. All of that stuff comes in. And if you're not paying attention, you will run with those and continue this, whatever was going on. But that first response was, I would hug him. That was the first response. And that was, honestly, I jumped and I did it. I hugged him anyway, even though everything else felt against it. I hugged him anyway. And it changed the course of that moment and our life.
Yeah.
It was a huge answer to what was really going on, which is that the child was behaving this way because he wasn't getting enough affection or attention from me. And I hadn't noticed it for however long, probably years, since his twin siblings came along. And I hadn't realized it, and that was the only way he'd get my attention, was being a pain in the butt. And so that answer, sometimes the answer is more than what is happening at the exact second. It's a big answer because it's coming from the present moment, your higher self. It's a big answer. So even though it comes in small and quiet and fast, and those other answers run in.
I think people can tell genuine hug versus a hug that you think you have to do.
Oh,
I think people can tell the difference.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If it's genuine, then they respond in a genuine way.
Yeah, that connection, that close connection. Yeah. So being present, we can't say enough about being present.
And we won't,
being
because we have a whole month of it.
It is a whole
month of being present.
whole month of being present. If there's any
We
tool
can't say enough, that's right.
if there's any tool we can hone, it would be the tool of finding out what that we've left and getting back to the present moment. And like you said, that breath in and out is the fastest way to pull yourself back in. And sometimes you can feel that you just need to breathe.
Yeah.
Because you're running like it's like you're all like this.
Or
and
you've
you
been
just
holding your
take
breath.
a breath. Yeah, just
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
You're back for a hot second, and you just go stay there.
Right. Because I do that a lot. I'll just be shallow breathing or something,
Yeah.
which also can start an anxiety attack for me
Yes.
because I hyperventilated
Yes,
into it.
that's scary.
Thing. And so that is something you said, like if you've just been holding your breath for whatever reason,
Yeah.
you're like, I find this more in my work world than anything else because I deal with a lot of customers, clients that I need, like what you just said, I need to listen for the what's behind this, not necessarily what's happening right now.
Right.
So a lot of times they have big things happening in their world, and the thing that I'm responsible for is small in comparison, but there's no one to talk to or complain to or about the other things, so I'm in. And that can be hard because, I want to respond very differently than I do. But I take that breath, I do my PQs, and I actively listen, because that's my job, not only in that position, but as a human being. My job as a minister, I've chosen to be this person who is going to listen, who is going to be empathetic, who is going to be present. So if I'm not capable of doing that in a moment, I either remove myself or get capable.
Yeah. I
That's
like that. Get capable.
Yeah, I mean, that's my two options.
I like that. Get capable.
Get capable, which is just about using my tools
Right.
on that.
And and like our concert, do everything with love.
Yes,
And when you're doing everything with love, you're just present.
right.
If you're present, you can't help but do everything with love. It's like they're both the same thing.
Right. And I love what you had said earlier about the ego, how the ego can come in. Evie and I are in the best year yet thing, and I loved how Michelle was talking yesterday about how we have our winning strategies. And, my winning strategy, one of the questions to find your winning strategy is, how do people describe you? Like, when they're being kind, when they're being loving, when they're like, here's your strength. How do people describe your strength? Well, mine is resilience. Jeannie can do it all. She's so strong. And yes, that is my winning strategy. I will move a whole house by myself. Well, I used to, till my body started to replace parts. But, like my winning strategy is I don't need help. I can do this. And so my ego comes in because nobody can do it like I can do it. And and someone else said, even when I ask for help, I won't let you help me. I'm like that too. Like there are these things. And she described how we take these winning strategies and they got us where we are, but they're not going to move me forward. This is not what's going to get me to my big goal. So for me, I'm going to have to get vulnerable, tell my ego to be quiet,
Right.
say thank you for protecting me, and sit down. And, and ask for help and receive help. That's a hard one.
It is a hard one.
Yeah, that's a really hard one.
Especially when you have the ego. The ego is just your data system. It just stores data, stores experiences. Remember the last time that happened, this is what happened.
Oh.
Don't do this is what happened. I've researched and I know that if you do this is going to happen. That's all it is. It's just
Yeah.
the whole process of the ego just wants to keep you safe where you are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay if you'd like to just stay where you are. If you don't want to grow or move forward or go anywhere else in your life and you just want to stay right where you are, then that's fine. And your ego got you there, you're good. And I will tell you though that your ego won't ever show up. It only shows up if you start to move. If you start to move towards something else, another dream, another growth, or something else that you
Right.
want to accomplish, that's when it shows up. That's when you know you're headed in the right direction because the ego shows up. The ego starts to go, whoa, hey,
What
now,
are you
wait a minute.
doing?
Last time this happened, like, no.
Well, she talked about that too, about being that self-fulfilling prophecy,
Oh,
right? You don't
Yeah.
ask for help because people don't give you help because you set it up that way.
that's right. That's right.
My fault.
Right?
What?
Or people, if I start to have feelings, if I get feelings, people always leave me. So you sabotage the relationship, and then when the person leaves you, see, I knew it. People always leave me. No, you sabotage that relationship so they would leave you, so you could prove yourself right. So it's and that's all the ego. That's not you. That's the ego. That part of self that's scared.
I
that's
love how
trying
you
to
said
protect
that,
you.
the data system.
It's
You
just,
know,
It's just that all it's trying to do is keep you safe. It's kind of like having that little computer in those movies where the computer, the AI computer at the house, it's like, no, we're going to lock all the doors and keep you inside so that you're safe. It's like, quit, you know, like you're trying to turn off the computer because you're like, you need to unlock these doors. No, we decided you need to be safe.
Yeah, you need
So
to be
like
safe.
your ego is like that little operating system inside yourself that luckily we can control that and say,
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you so much for all that information. I really appreciate it. And I still want to move forward toward
Yeah.
this. I still want to make the next move toward what I'm
Right.
trying to work on. I'm okay. And if I fail, then I fail, and I'm okay with that. We need to move over because I'm going to go.
That's right.
The ego is just what it is. So we need to put it in its little box and address it, but don't let it run our lives. No running the light.
That's our goal the next month, right?
Oh,
For between us and our next class, that's our goal. Yeah. All right. Well,
We have a song.
I do believe we have our flautist.
Say it
has
again.
something-
You're
I
like,
know. I can say the word.
so funny. I'm like, ooh, that's awesome.
So it's very interesting that it seems to work this way a lot. Is
Yeah.
You pick out a song and somehow it just fits perfectly with what you are talking about. This is called The Canvas. It's one of my originals. And I came up with it. It was a painting that one of my friends painted. That I was going to get something else from her, and that didn't work out. She had already sold it. So I said, well, show me something else. And she showed me this one that had a lot of words on it, and those words are, you're going to hear those words in this song. It had what looked to me like a lot of chaos going on. And, you know, I kept coming back to it. I said, well, you know, sometimes life sure feels chaotic. And I just ended up falling in love with this painting. My friend, Sandy is her name, and she does a business called Fun Art with Sandy. So I wrote this kind of in response to that canvas, and so I called it The Canvas. So here it is. Let me see. I'm going to start with a little flute. You can be gentle or bold, you can be blue or gold, you can be dark or bright, on the ground or in flight. It's all up to you, and it's all right. Let go of the fear of what others think. Live, love, and dream. Make love complete. Inspire, create, be part of the link. You can do it real slow or just in a wink. You can be gentle or bold. You can be blue or gold. You can be dark or bright, on the ground or in flight. It's all up to you, and it's all right. Let yourself plant many seeds, as many as you wish, but rest when you need. Lay the paint down gently, so carefully, or splash it on the canvas so wild and free. You can be gentle or bold, you can be blue or gold, you can be dark or bright, on the ground or in flight. It's all up to you, and it's all right.
Yeah.
That is a perfect song for today.
Exactly. Oh, I
Exactly.
love that. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
I love that
Yeah.
line. You can, what was the line? Oh, you can lay the paint down gently, so carefully, or splash it on the canvas so wild. I love that.
Right.
Whichever way you want to do it, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's all right.
I love it. I can visually see that. Like,
Yes.
so that'd be me. Like, no, stop it, Jeannie. I'm careful. I want to be perfect. And you're like, shh.
Throw the paint around.
I love that.
I love that too. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Patty.
thanks for being here.
And are you performing anywhere coming up that we can tell people about?
I don't have anything scheduled right now, but I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, definitely. Let us know. Patty does a lot of folk singing throughout the valley, so yes, if you'd like to see her, we'll make sure we get whatever dates and post them on Sofa Sundays. We're so glad you joined us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Yay! All right, you're gonna pray us out.
I am.
All right.
Oh, that's much better. You did good. I like that. Just take that deep breath. Feel yourself grounded in this moment. As there is only one power, one energy, one moment. In this space, there is only love. We are each that love. We are each that moment, expressing individually, perfectly, whole and complete, with each breath. We are the divine, as it moves in, as and through each of us. And I speak my word for this time, for this moment, for each of us. From that knowing, from my truth of who and whose I am. Knowing that as each one of us allows ourselves to be present, to be in the moment, to be that love, to feel that calm, that confidence, that peace. We each move with the flow, whether it be carefully, whether it be splashing around in our own way. We move with life, with the divine, with love. And I'm so grateful for this. I am grateful for our time together, for the reminder to be present, to move back to the moment as often as we need to. With one breath, we are there. So I let go, know and trust that this time is perfect, whole and complete, divinely blessed and guided. And let it go. And together we say,
And so it is. Thank you.
How can we support you?
Thanks for asking.
oh, thank you. Thanks for asking. Wow. Lots of ways to support us.
Lots of ways.
Look, if you find whatever it is you need and what we talk about on Sundays, if this is feeding you spiritually in your life, helping you to create a life you love, we would love for you to join us here in person. We'd love for you to visit us if you're local. If you're not, we'd love for you to just be here on Sundays, share our talks on your social media so other people know that we're here sharing this type of information, this love that we have.
Exactly. Yes.
And you can also join us by becoming a spiritual church club partner. This is someone that decides to help us financially so that our ministry grows and helps more people. And that you can do that by going to our website at beginwithinministries.com. And if you scroll down, you'll see a place where you can donate there. You can do a one-time donation, but to become a partner, it's a monthly donation of either $45 a month for an individual or $75 for a family or a couple. And then in that way, you support all of us. We all are growing together. This ministry is growing with all of us supporting each other. And so that just helps us do that.
Absolutely. And so like and subscribe.
Yes.
And show up on Sundays. And we're also Monday night. It says we're live. We're not. It's a repeat on New Thought Media Network at 7 p.m. of us as well. So whatever that takes for you, whatever form, we appreciate it. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your love. Also, we want to say Happy Mother's Day.
Yes.
To all the mamas out there, whoever you're a mom to, whether it's human children, which God bless you, we all know how that one goes, fur babies, which can be. I mean, I've got a few that are in their teenage years right now.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lordy. So, yeah.
Anyway, anyone that's ever been in the role of a mother. It doesn't have to be
Yes.
biological, it doesn't have to be male, female. It just, if you've been in the role of nurturing somebody else, helping them, we appreciate
Yes.
that.
We appreciate that.
We all know
And we
that.
honor you today.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. All right. Well, that's what we got for today. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Tune in again next week at 11:11 a.m. Pacific Time, or Monday evening at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.